Well, hello, everybody here on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever else this recording goes. Actually, this is live. I am Tia, and over here is,
Dr. Michael Gross, thank you for joining us.
we are thrilled to be coming every Thursday night. We come on at 7 o'clock to share Michael's words of wisdom. And I will go ahead and introduce him really quickly so that we can get right to the topic. The topic is our body and our soul. So here we go, okay? And I will put all of Michael's contact information in the comments as he begins speaking. So here we go. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, an energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. He helps you achieve an unlimited life. For over 30 years, Dr. Michael Gross has been a spiritual teacher, a multidimensional healer, a transformational coach who is exceptionally skilled in all aspects of soul, oversoul, frequencies, vibrations, body timing, life force energies, and more. Dr. Michael Gross holds many degrees, some of which include a doctorate of alternative healing, psychology, Reiki master, teacher, thought field therapist, certified professional hypnotherapist, and a non denominational minister. Dr. Michael Gross offers workshops, including Reconnecting to God, the True Source, Cellular Release, Manifestation Protocols, Energy Multidimensional Healing, Enlightenment, and many, many others. He's also an international intuitive consultant for corporations and has traveled over half the world. His clients are in the USA, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries. His messages are even heard in the Baltic countries, Sweden, and South Korea. Dr. Michael Gross has also completed the formation of a 501c3 nonprofit corporation called the International Institute of Self-Empowerment, and hopefully we'll have time for him to share a little bit more about that nonprofit. But I am thrilled to pieces to welcome this incredible soul to all of you tonight. So feel free to ask questions, put them in the comments, and definitely invite your friends because we do this every Thursday night at 7, okay? So here you go, Michael. Let's get this show rolling, right?
All right, thank you everyone for joining me. I appreciate it. Tonight's topic that I desire to share with you is your body and your soul. And I think we ought to go back and have a quick little review, and that is before you incarnate, you decide what karma you desire to learn, what your mission and goals are, and also your parents and your siblings and even multiple or singular marriages and relationships, and so on, even education. You decide all that. Now, once you incarnate, the wheels are in motion, so to speak. So you choose your body based upon the DNA of your parents, which is based on their ancestors. So you could be 6'4", you could be 6'1", you could be 5'3". You may choose to be a male or female or whatever. And all this is a specific reason. And then your soul, you've already written the script of whatever karmic experience you desire to heal and whatever your missions and goals are. And this is really important for all of us to understand. When you choose your ethnicity and whatever sex you chose to be, it is because it is a karmic thing. And understanding that, if we look at the feminine energy, which is loving, creative for the most part, and is very spiritual naturally. We're all spiritual when we're born. We're spiritual in our soul body. But then when we take on the body, whatever experience we chose to have, we choose to become spiritual as a male or female or not. But more importantly, your soul is recording all the experiences. So it's like the hard disk of a computer, it's recording every experience for you to empower you. And the software is every experience you chose to have, whether multiple marriages, no marriages, children or no children, being an engineer, a doctor, or a chimney sweep or whatever you chose to do. One of the most important points we need to understand is as we get along in life, we decide how our body's going to look. For example, you want to be slim and trim, you want to be normal weight, you want to be obese, you want to have different cardiac problems or different health problems. You decide all those things. But everything is mutable, which means everything can be changed in your life. And your soul has a direct influence on your body, as your body is going to reflect on what the soul urge is, which you came here to learn. Now you have another rival, and that's the ego. And the ego is now in competition with the soul. The soul wants everything perfect for you and whatever you came here to learn. On the other hand, the ego tries to control and manipulate you. So therefore, if you get nervous, you have a tendency to either eat or you don't eat. If you get nervous or upset, you have all these kind of responses. Some of them are addictions. And you do all those things, and your body is a representative of your current thoughts and emotions. And your soul is going, nay, nay, nay. We want you to be healthy. We want you to honor your soul. But your ego goes, well, I want more of this and I want more of that, and I deserve it. And then you push your body, maybe in sports, which can be a wonderful thing. On the other hand, you also push yourself out of your ego to be successful because you're looking for recognition. Is that your purpose here? To be recognized, appreciated, and worshiped? You know, we all talk about worshiping one energy, and I call the true source. Really, true source doesn't want to be worshiped, wants to be honored and realize that every experience you're having, you're sharing. The true source, which you are a part of, an aspect of, and he remembers me saying, figuratively speaking, you have the DNA of the true source. In other words, you are part of the true source. It's all about the experiences and creating something beautiful in your life. And really, what are you creating? You're creating your emotions. You're creating your experiences. For what purpose? To learn and grow. And as I often said, what the true source told me, what you think you create, and what you create you experience. Well, that's what you're here for, to experience everything. Are you here to experience a torturing body? Maybe in some instances, but not in all. The first thing we need to do is to respect our body at a personal level. Well, what does that mean? It means to honor your body. Well, how do you honor your body? You feed it correctly, you exercise it correctly. It's your vehicle. Would you do no less if you had a car and you're driving a car all day? Wouldn't you put gas in it to fuel, to make it go? Wouldn't you lubricate it, change the oil so it would run smoothly? Wouldn't you put in new spark plugs if that's in? Or if you're electric, charge the battery. You would do all these things to keep the car smoothly running. Or if you had a house, to paint it, to repair it, whatever is necessary. But we as a tendency don't think to honor our bodies. We really don't. We just take it for granted that this body is a vehicle. Excuse me, and as a vehicle, it's something for us to use. And it has a purpose. So what is your body's purpose? Excuse me, I gotta have a little bit of my raspberry drink here. What is the body? The body is to experience everything. Hot, cold, joy, happiness, pain, no pain, physical exercise, even abuse, food, whatever it is. It's just an experience to feel everything on this planet. Without your body, you couldn't feel the wind, the rain, the sun. You couldn't hear a child's being born or crying or have a dog around you or feeling a hug or feeling love in your body. You couldn't feel any of those things unless you have a physical body. Yet we don't think of the physical body as was one of my students called it, affordable housing. You don't think of it that way. You think of it about housing your heart, your liver, your lung, your spleen, your pancreas, et cetera, and all the organs. But really, if you look at your body, It's an extension of you. It's an extension of how you think. It's an extension of how you believe. It's an extension of all your experiences. You see, your cellular structure, which consists of every organ, your blood cells, your skin, and so on and so forth, is actually recording every experience you have on your body. And probably you never thought about that. And so there are times where we abuse our body. And, sometimes it's an experience and it can be good if you don't over abuse it. Like you want to break the 4 minute mile, which Roger Bannister did. And since then, everybody's been breaking it. So you can be that kind of a leader. But more importantly is that have you ever stopped to feel the joy of your body, to understand what its purpose is, and to feel your body? Your body has an intelligence. And whether you recognize it or not, it does have an intelligence. And this intelligence is based upon part of it, preservation. For example, you have an immune system, you have an elimination system, you have a urinary tract, gets rid of the poisons and the toxins in your body. It also has, just like a car, you burn gas and then you got CO2 coming out of byproduct. So all these things are nothing but byproducts. But we don't sit down and really appreciate our body. We criticize our body. Well, I got a wrinkle here and I got a wrinkle here and I got this and that and my hair is turning color or falling out or white or whatever. And then we go, well, that's part of age and we're getting older. We make all these excuses up. True, your body does age. But most importantly, I remember as a gerontologist, we were studying different things. And one of the things we're studying is the elderly and the aged. And when they did autopsies, they found, people that had terrible arthritis. Their fingers, their feet, or their knees or elbows were terribly in pain and disfigured. Yet they found others that also had arthritis, and they claim we all have it to some degree, but they weren't misfigured and they weren't inhibited in doing anything. And really, they were puzzled. But the answer is this: what the mind can conceive, the body will believe. Therefore, they may have had a little touch of arthritis, but they truly believed it would not affect them, and they were able to do whatever they so desired to do. And they enjoyed their life, realizing that their body is really affordable housing for the soul, who is recording all the experiences. But the soul also has a mission and goal. It's your mission and goal, of course. We talk about the karma, your mission and goal in life, to experience things, whatever your epitaph will be when you birth out, but also to look after you and protect your body, if you will listen. And that's the key. And there are messages we get from our body. Yes, you yawn, you're tired. Or you feel a little achy, you need to rest. What if you found out that, your heart was pumping too fast, or slightly your veins and arteries were congested or whatever? It's a message for you to eat right, exercise, and take care of your body. And too many of the times that we use medicines. I know people that have had different kinds of ailments. And of course, when they have diabetes, they're supposed to go easy on their sugar intake. But, it's a holiday, so I'll have more, cheesecake, or I'll have chocolates. I'll take an extra shot, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. And once in a blue moon, I would think, and I'm not an expert on that, I would think it would be all right to do it. I wouldn't tell you to do it. However, when you abuse your body, you're not listening to the thoughts of your soul who are saying, hey, you got diabetes here, you can beat this. Well, how do you beat it? You exercise, you eat properly, and so on and so forth. And I've known people who have actually been on diabetic medicine, have injections, and they actually beat it and became very normal and didn't need it anymore. That's so important for us to realize, because you see, your body and soul will always give you the energy, the intuition, and the knowledge to heal your body. But sometimes we don't ignore it. We're looking for that Band-Aid and quick fix. I know Tia wanted to say something.
I'm going to back up a little bit because you were talking about how we are, thank you, Michael, how we're all, a lot of different things going on with our circulatory system, our digestive system, etc. And when we don't listen to our body, then things go sour. So can we use the kind of like a comparison when we talk to our plants are also a life force energy. Our plants also have some, things going on within them. And I know that we've always been encouraged to talk to our plants. And when we do, they grow and they flourish because we're sending good energy to them. So my question is, do you think that if we did that to ourselves and, take a minute and talk to ourselves in the mirror or something, would that help us as well?
Absolutely, which remember, what the mind can conceive, the body will believe. And therefore, yes, you can look in the mirror and say, I love you, body. I love you to heal. And your body will immediately respond to it, working with your soul, because it's really the soul that is working at a very high vibrational frequency level with your cellular structure of your body. What slows it down? Well, it's very simple. Your belief system. You know what I said, when the mind can conceive, the body will believe. So I've had people say, nobody can heal me. In the early days, I tried that and they were right. Nobody can. Because they said nobody can. So therefore, well, body said nobody can heal me, so I'll just reject it. Won't work. See how important your thoughts are? Do you understand how important your thoughts are? It is so important for us to realize that once we make a statement, that we need very, very importantly to realize it's a fait accompli. It's already done and finished. It's done. So I always talk about the acronym FABA: faith, belief, and acceptance. It speaks for itself. Once you ask for something, just believe and have faith and accept you are worthy. It's belief. It's going to happen. The faith, it is now happening. And that's it. And that's all you need to do. And just imagine yourself really healed or whatever is going on. There are documented cases where when I was performing a wedding, and this woman said she had 6 months to live with cancer. And she said that was 5 years ago. I said, what'd you do? She said, every day I pretended I was running through the grass in a big dress, barefooted, and singing and dancing. And I did it every day. And 6 months later, I was still here, and the cancer was in remission. They couldn't find it, and it's been 5 years. Another person imagined there was a shark eating cancer in his liver, and he did it every day. And the liver rejuvenated, and he didn't have cancer. Then there was a lawyer who said, well, if I'm going to die, and he was cheap and frugal, I don't care anymore. He bought an expensive car. He bought expensive suit. He did everything because they told him he had 6 months to live. And his body shifted because he brought love and joy into his life, and he was cancer free. Now we hear about these miracles, and it is a miracle and it isn't a miracle. If we look at it as a miracle, yes, it is. But more importantly, if we look at it as I change my thoughts, my energy, my frequency, and my vibration, and my belief system, my faith and acceptance that I'm healed, what happens? You're healed. It's very simple. I remember one time somebody was working on something. Well, yeah, I really believe it happened, but it hasn't happened yet. But it's going to happen, I believe, but it hasn't happened. And she said it 3 times. I said, yep, perfect. You don't believe it? Yes, I do. Well, why would you say it hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen? Why would you say that? Because you're lying to yourself. So it has to do with your body and your soul. And working with your body and your soul, you say, soul, work with me. That I have the faith, the belief, and acceptance that I am now healed, not will be healed, going to be healed, want to be healed, wishing to be healed, hoping to be healed. Because you know what you get? Wanting, wishing, hoping. You're not getting the final result. And just do it and forget it. Just imagine if you said, Michael, I want some sourdough bread. Would you bring it to my party tomorrow? Oh, yes. Do you really care whether I went to San Francisco, LA, Boston, or went to France or whatever. Here it is. Here's the sourdough bread. Thank you, Michael. You don't care how you got it, as long as you got the end result. That's the most important for us to realize. So the most important thing is to look at our body, a trite expression, as a beautiful temple. And this temple houses your soul, your vibrations, your frequency, and your life, and you can make it anything you so desire. I remember this beautiful soul, Bob Parker, who was a world famous photographer, and he took pictures of all the big movie stars of his time in the 40s and 50s. Some of you may or may not remember, but in Life magazine, he snuck into Russia and took black and white pictures, and he did all those things. And one day he comes to class and he put on a little weight, and I said, "Hey, Bob, you've been eating well." He says, "Yeah." He said, "I put an addition on my house because I wanted more room." He always had a great answers. Or one day he came in with a cross, a Jewish star, and Egyptian ink, and I said, "What gives?" He said, "I'm hedging my bets." So, it's kind of humorous. But the truth of the matter is, we're all part of the true source. We're all unlimited. And my cliche, my branding, you are unlimited. What does unlimited mean? It means you have the ability to work with your body and your soul to create whatever you so desire in your body and in your life. That's how powerful you are. You have dominion over your body. You're not a victim. There's no such thing as a victim. You create a victimhood, of which is a persecution, of feeling unworthy, but you're not really a victim. You create everything in your body. Isn't it time to wake up and say, hey, I desire a renewed and rejuvenated, invigorated body? I don't care whether you're 5 years old, 115, doesn't make a difference. You are in control, and you can do that. So now the time is for you to wake up, to look at your life, look at your body, get out there and exercise or walk or do whatever you feel is necessary. Research, ask for your body to be perfect, and that's all. So what is perfect? Your body knows what's perfect. Your souls know what's perfect for your body. You don't have to be some gorgeous, wonderful looking, handsome movie star or actress or whatever you are. It's going to be perfect, and you're going to appreciate it and admire it, because now's the time, on this time in the planet, that you're beginning to get the gift of recreating your body and healing all karma. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it time for you to start taking practice and attention that it's your time to now change everything in your life in a positive way? Because if you don't, you'll reach a point where you either regret it or be forced to do it. To be forewarned is forearmed. So here's a warning. Now's the time to begin to do it. It is so important for you. So I'm so glad I could share these thoughts and words of wisdom that the true source wants you to be aware of. Before we continue, Tia, do we have any questions from any of our participants?
Today we have no questions, but we have a lot of good energy coming through. So we'll just keep on going, okay?
Thank you. One of the most important things I wanted to share about you is the International Institute of Self Empowerment. And it's a 501c3, which is a nonprofit. And there was someone that had a similar name, and a slight little problem, but we were able to get through as a 501c3. This is what's amazing, is that we did it in 10 or 11 months, then hire a lawyer. One of my beautiful students helped me, and the true source opened up all the doors for it to be achieved for a specific reason. And I was told it was going to have 12 arms. I'm like, okay. And I just did it. I don't question what are the 12. And working with a beautiful soul, who is a world renowned photographer, an award winning one, Tio Knapp, who wrote a beautiful book, which you'll learn about shortly, if you don't already know. I asked her to be director of that division of abused women, children, and men. And it's going a little bit slowly, but anything worthwhile is worth waiting for. And we're learning and we're growing. And more importantly, we finally found our direction. And our direction is very powerful in working with abused women, children, and men, and doing some counseling. But when we're ready, very shortly, we'll be talking about it more in depth. And we're going to be partnering up. So this is solicited. If you can find it in your heart and you want to make a tax donation, we were more than happy to, and TU has posted the information. So if you don't, just think of us. I would also like all of you to share this podcast that TU and I do every Thursday evening and pass it on to others to get more to watch it. And of course, a lot of this information and the replays can be found on Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube, and push the subscribe button. And the reason I'm saying that is there's an algorithm. The more followers you have, the more higher recognition you have, the more souls will hear these messages. Therefore, I would appreciate it if you would spread the word and encourage others to subscribe. The next beautiful thing I wish to share with you is every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we have what we call Soul Awakening. And that's where you have the opportunity to ask any question you so desire about spirituality. And hopefully, I can answer those questions. And even if you are spiritual and you may know the answers, maybe you've forgotten. It's a good way to remember these beautiful things. So join us, and it's on freeconferencecall.com, which means you can come in your pajamas. You don't have to be woke up. You can come in your clothes that you just mowed the lawn or worked on the farm, and nobody will know. And to access that information, to you, would you give them that telephone number?
Absolutely, Michael. The number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One more time, please.
202-926-1059.
And the access code is 125-446-pound. Using the same telephone number, the same codes, the second Saturday of every month from 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time, we have what we call the Mass Consciousness Healing. It's healing for all the inhabitants, Mother Earth, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdom, which is so sorely needed. Even the nature spirits, the weather, everything needs that healing energy. And to access that, remember, it's a little over 1 hour and 6 minutes long. So the first 5 minutes, we just chat, welcome everybody. That's it, no big deal. And then at 10:01, 10:02, we go into silence and the energy comes forth. You become a conduit for the true source's unconditional love energy, and then it flows through you and out all around the planet and all its inhabitants. Just think what it can do to your body if it heals the rest of this planet. Now you allowing yourself to be a conduit. Pretty powerful. To access that information, the telephone number is the same as the Tuesday evening Soul Awakening.
Absolutely, Michael. I just wanted to add, as right before I say the number, it's a beautiful way to send that ripple of love around the world.
Thank you.
So dial in to 202-926-1059, and the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. It's going to ask you what number. And when I talk about the number, just remember there is no number. You have to push the access code and you're there. The reason I say that is because on the Soul Awakening, we have what we call the replay. And on the replay, it's going to ask you for a number. And it's going to ask you one number, and they're almost 400. So when I ask you the number, you would push number 3 or indicate 3 up to 400. Now, I don't list what each topic is. That's 10 minutes long. And the reason I do that is because I don't want to read through 400 different titles. So let your soul choose the number to do that. And in doing that, you will find that, gee, that's just what I needed to hear. How do I know that? Because that's what people tell me. So why don't you give them that number and the rest of the information?
Absolutely. The recording number is 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125446 #.
I'll give that one again. It's 434-300-4170. And the access code?
125446 #. Can we invite all of you to do that? Because what is the charge in this? There's no charge. It's something to empower you, to heal you, to realize that you are unlimited and that you can create anything you so desire in your life. And I want to share one more thing with you, and that is, this is brought to you by Tia's book, Healing the Holes in Your Soul, by Tia Knapp. It's a story about survival, about pain, about loss, about abuse, and like the mythical phoenix rising from the ashes. This is a must read. It's a beautiful, wonderful book. Take some time and read this book. It's inspiring.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. You're very, very kind to say that. But I highly encourage everyone to start with this book, The Spiritual Primer by Dr. Michael Gross. Because if it wasn't for this book and the gentleman holding my book wouldn't even be in existence. So start here. He has Golden Nuggets. This is his second edition. And at this moment, the only way to get it is to contact Michael with his email. And he will definitely sign a copy for you and put it in the mail for you. So start here. And then, yeah, remember that other one with the little pink rose, okay? Because that's definitely a result of this good, kind gentleman's work that he's done with me. On that note, Michael, I'm going to ask you a question, okay?
Sure.
Do you offer any kind of a complimentary service?
Gee, I'm glad you asked. Yes, I offer a complimentary consultation that's 20 minutes to a half an hour long. Take advantage of it. I will share some important words of wisdom or help you with a situation because it's a benefit to you. And by the way, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I'll just ask you, how can I help you? Answer your questions. And the only thing I'll say, if you're interested in more work, let me know. That's it. End of it. And that's all you're going to hear. Other than that, hopefully I'll be able to help you with the session to empower you. I would like all of you to remember this is a very powerful time in our life. This is a time of great change and great confusion and an outcome that will bring about the golden age of love and joy and happiness. But we have to get through it. And remember, you can make a difference and you are the solution because you are unlimited. Thank you, everyone. We love you. Take care. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Take care.